In this session, we're going to be giving some more access for specific objects to our user and then see how it impacts the user, okay? So if I go to this account object, for example, I can give the user extra access, or I could remove access from our user. So if I go to my profiles, which is that profile, this is the profile. I can also navigate to that profile from this user's page. I'll click there. And I want to see, for example, what kind of access does this profile give to account object. To determine that, I'm going to click on that object settings. From here, we have this account, and it says object permission is read, create, edit, delete. For example, let's click on that. All right. So edit this. Click on that edit button. Waiting until the page loads. And here you see these parts are now enabled for me. I could give or remove access from the user. So currently, the user had an access to delete his own records, right? So for example, if I remove this, what's going to happen? And that means the user will not be delete his own account records. If I get rid of this access, this option, what will happen is the user will not be able to edit account records. If I remove this option, the user will not be able to create uh, account records. If I remove this, the user will not be able to see account records at all. Read means giving the access to see account records. Okay, that's how we control the access. For example, if I cancel out from here, you're going to see the default level of access. Waiting until the page loads is a little bit slow. So currently the user has this access. All right. For example, if I log in as the test user, okay, let me log in as the test user on my other screen. And bear with me 1 second. Just let me share this part. Okay, so on this screen, I'm going to log in as my test user. Test user. So I'm using the incognito mode of the Chrome browser, because if I've also logged in as an admin user, and that's why I'm using incognito mode so that the sessions not interfere with each other. Enter the password and login. Verify. Let me verify this. I have to check my email that is associated with that user, and then enter that code. All right. So now here I am. This is the test user. And let me also allow cookies so that it doesn't block me from viewing other pages. So this is the test user. And currently this test user can do what? It can, for example, create an account, right? Let's say business. Test. Let's save. And these are our validation rules. Firing here. All right. So user can also currently, for example, delete this account record that he just created, right? Account is deleted. Now I'm switching back here. I'm on the admin page or admin account. On this user's profile, what I will do is I will remove the access. I'm going to say, okay, the user should not be able to delete their accounts, for example, which is makes sense because we don't want users to be deleting records that often. Okay. If needed, we will allow one of the super users in the entire department to allow this access, or admins can come in and delete records if they need to. Now, for example, again, that test user can still read, create, and edit records, but they cannot delete account records. All right, so I'm going to create a new one as a test user. So this is my test user page. Let's go with financial accounts, for example. And I will say fin account. Click save. And let's say now I'm going to try to delete this record as well. So I'll come here and delete this account. So delete option is removed from here. Okay, delete option is removed. If you go to accounts, this was the account that the test user created. And the delete option is removed from here too. They got automatically removed. Okay. But sometimes you may still see that delete button. It doesn't necessarily mean you can delete it. Okay. But it's good that Salesforce automatically removed it once we remove that access from the user's profile. And then similarly, for example, the user currently can edit this account. After they create it, they can come back to this record and edit this. Let's say number of employees, 1,000, and save. But if I, on the admin page, if I, let's say, go ahead and remove that edit access, what will happen is they will not be able to edit anymore. They will still be able to see account records and also to create account records, but they will not be able to edit account records. Okay, that's how this control works. So I'm on the test user page now. This account was already created. So I'm picking an existing account and go to details. And you see, even though I removed that edit access, Salesforce automatically did not remove this pin icons. So you might assume that just because you have that option there, you have the ability to edit it. But if you try to go and make some edit, for example, let's say number of locations, I'm going to put 2 and then click save. Then I get this error, entity type cannot be updated. So account. All right. So now I get that error. So if I enter this, try save, you get same error. It's getting populated. Again, the user has an access to create account records. That has not been moved or removed from him, okay? So you can still go ahead and create one. But once that is created, no edit can be made to it by that user, okay? But as an admin, I can pull that record from here. I can make that change because my profile is not affected. It's the test user's profile that got affected. So whatever record, so I can pick this any record, not necessarily the ones that the test user created, but any. Okay, I can still edit this. Okay, no impact on my profile. So similarly, if you remove this access, as you can imagine, the user will not be able to create records. Okay, so let's save it. We're making this change only on the user's profile. Okay, just keep that in mind. And I'm switching back to the test user. And on the accounts, that new button got automatically removed if you realize that. See, that got removed, which is good that Salesforce did it. And now I don't see a new button here. That's where we would create the new account. Sometimes you can also click this icon and click new accounts from here. So that's also removed. And here, for example, you see when I clicked here, I can still create new leads, okay? But I cannot create new accounts because the action was removed. The access was removed. Now, one more thing I'm going to what I'm going to do is I will also remove that read access. So what will happen when I remove the read access? So right now the user is able to see accounts, okay? But if I remove this read access and save it, then the test user will not be able to see any records at all, any account records at all, okay? So that has been removed. And now I'm going to do a refresh here. See, you don't have access to this record. All right, nothing gets populated. Now, pay attention. The read access was removed from the account. The tab also got removed automatically. Okay, tab also got removed automatically. All right, let's give him the access back. Edit. It's a little bit slow, but it should load. And let's give them the access back. Okay, and save. And then it should give them the access back. We're going to go back here, refresh. The tab came back, new button came back. And if I open this account, the delete button also came back. So all the access is now restored back to the user. Basically, that's how we use profile to control access to the objects. All right, another thing is, for example, as an admin, I'm looking at this account record, Fin account 2, I see a different page layout, right? But if I go as a test user, I don't see this page layout. So as an admin, I see way a lot of fields than what our test users see on this same account record. You see, this is what the test users see, very limited. And the reason to that is, if we go to this account Lightning record page, as you know, we have created this account Lightning record page, and the fields on the record are now being controlled mostly by this record page. And this same Lightning record page is not yet assigned to our custom standard user profile, which our test user has. We can see it from here. When we click on that button, we only see that it is assigned to the sales app, and it is assigned to only these two profiles, sysadmin and standard user. But we're going to change that. So I'll go to that page and click on this Lightning record page and click edit. And click on this activation button. And we're going to click on app record type. And we will say, first, I'm just going to remove the existing assignments. Okay, I'm going to remove everything and I will reassign it. Since we're not using phone as a form factor, I'm not going to give that option so that we don't see 20 items listed here. Just to keep this list clean, I will not give access to the mobile form factor. All right, so removing that, let's go ahead and save this. And then I'm going to reactivate that app record assigned to apps. I'm going to select this app sales console, 4 apps basically, and click next. I'm gonna just pick the desktop option, click next. Which record type, to which record types that Lightning page should be assigned? I'm gonna say, all of these record types. Click save. Profiles, which profiles? Sysadmin and the custom standard user profile. Okay, click next. And for the options here, and it's enabled for desktop version only. If I had selected the phone factor 2, instead of 40, we would see 80 options here. So to keep our list a little bit cleaner, I didn't go with that option. Activation changes are saved. Let's go back. It should not have any impact or on our admin user, which is this user I'm looking at. I still should see the previous fields without any impact, but this should open more access to the user. So now this is from the previous session. If I go ahead and refresh this, we should see that the test user has access to more fields. All right, it's taking a little bit time, and I'm going to do a hard refresh. For the details. So now the fields are here, see? That's how we assign the specific Lightning pages to those record types, so that users can have a proper level of access.